Hello friends, welcome to my humble homestead and garden side chat. So today I'm going to make a Amish friendship bread starter. Super easy. Now it does take 10 days, but it is so easy. You won't believe how easy this is. So what I have in here is I have 1 cup of sugar. I use the organic raw cane sugar, but if you don't use that, it's 1 cup of sugar. 1 cup of flour. So I am using my organic white flour. I've heard people have made it with gluten-free flour. If you have, or you do try it, let me know how it works, because I would be willing to try that with like a other kind of flour. I want to know if it works out. In here, I took 1 package of yeast in warm water, a 1/4 cup of warm water. I let it sit about 10 minutes. It's been sitting for 10 minutes. And I have a cup of milk here. So I don't drink milk. I do buy milk when I make yogurt. So I'm going to try it with that nut milk yogurt that didn't turn out. So that's what I'm using here. And what we do then is we just pour that in here, mix it up together. And you want to use a glass or a plastic a glass or plastic bowl. The only thing is you don't want to use a stainless steel bowl. That's the only thing you don't want to use when you're making this. I'm not sure. I think it does something with the way it processes. So I'm just going to mix this up here. So now what I'm going to do with mine, now you can leave it in a bowl here and cover it and just stir it every day. But what I'm going to do, okay if it has tiny little bit of lumps in here, but what I'm going to do is I have a gallon size Ziploc bag. I labeled it, and I put the date on here just for my own sense, but I'm going to pour it in a gallon size Ziploc bag here. And basically all I do, so this is considered day 1. That's why I put the date on it for my own self. So day 1, that was what we did. Then on days 2 through 5, each day, so I'm just going to leave it on my counter so I remember, we just mush it. We just mush it up, mix it up each day. That's it. Just mix it up. Then on day 6, we're going to come in and we're going to mix it with 1 cup flour, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup milk. Mix it up again in the bag. Then on days 7 through 9, we just take it out, mush it up every day. Just mush it. That's it. So, and then on day 10, we're going to feed it again. 1 cup, 1 cup, 1 cup, and it's done. So our starter will be done. So then to use it, we take out 1 cup to use, and then we make our friendship bread. Now, I know there's a lot of different recipes that you can use the friendship bread starter with. They have just tons of Amish friendship bread recipes. So you can do one of that. I'm going to make just a basic one, and then I'm going to take 1 cup out and put it in a little bag, and another cup out and put it in a little bag, and give it to each of my neighbors. So that's why it's called a friendship bread, because you can take a cup out and you share it with one of your neighbors, and then they can keep it going, and then it's a friendship bread and they can do the same thing, and so on and so on. So anyway, so that's how I started. This is day 1. You guys can try it too. Super, super, super easy. All right, that's more cooking from scratch, cooking at home, healthy eating. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back in 10 days, and we will go ahead and make some bread with it. Oh, and I want to let you know, I did try that ferment bread. It was delicious. Yes, it was dense, but I put a little butter and just a little bit of honey on it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Ugh, so good. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up and a like, share. Have a great, wonderful day. Be blessed. And have a wonderful, this is 4th of July weekend. Have a wonderful, safe 4th of July. Bye. Hello, welcome to my humble homestead and garden side chat. So it has been extremely busy around here. I've been working overtime every day. We were short leads, so we now have 2 new ones starting this week. Hi, you guys, I think you're watching. And we have 2 more being hired. So hopefully that will calm things down at work a little bit. But it is day 10, and I do need to get this friendship bread starter done. And I'm gonna quick get a loaf of the friendship bread made and in the oven. So I thought I would do that in front of camera so you could all come along. If that interests you, then join me today. So this is day 10. I have the friendship starter in my bag. I've been squeezing it every day just to kind of rotate it. So today I'm gonna add 1 cup of flour. Here's my in here. I got some more flour to add to my organic white. I'm just using the organic white, non-bleached, unbleached, unprocessed. And then I'm gonna add a cup of my pure cane organic sugar here. My other container's full, so I'm trying to use it out of this bag here that I got. Then a cup of milk. So I have been using almond milk in here, but I do have some organic whole milk, which I'm going to put in here today, just because I'm going to make another thing of yogurt later today. So I did buy some organic whole milk. So I'll just put a cup of this in here. All right, and then I'm going to mix this around. And then I'm going to take a cup of this out and add it to my bread mixture that I'm going to make today. Now I did find there are several different kinds of friendship bread recipes, different things you can use this mix with. You can make it with waffles, pancakes, buns. I mean, it's kind of essentially like a sourdough mix, but a little bit easier. I'm probably going to freeze my leftover and give a cup to each of my neighbors, because it's kind of like a little friendship letter that, you know, keeps giving. You know, you make it and then you pass it along, and they can do what, you know, make it, pass it along if they want to. But I found a sweetbread recipe that does not have instant pudding in it, because when I looked, most of those have, like, you add a box of vanilla instant pudding, and I didn't want to put that in mine. So I did find a recipe that doesn't have that. I wanted to make a sweetbread. I've kind of been wanting something sweet. And I did freeze my banana bread. So I thought, well, this will take care of that. So I mix that up, and I'm going to take a cup out. I also have 2 little baggies for a cup each. I'm going to give to my neighbors. And so I'm going to put a cup of this still in my mixing bowl. Actually, you know what? I'm doubling it, because I'm doing 2. I have 2 loaf pans buttered over there. So I'm going to mix it a little bit. Still a little lumpy in here. And I think it is normally a little bit lumpy. So I'm going to do 2 cups, because I'm doubling this recipe as I normally do, so I can freeze extra. Okay, so I'm doing 2 cups here. There we go. Of the bread starter. Okay, so I did preheat my oven to 325 in a large mixing bowl. It says to grease the loaf pan. I did 2 of them, and then you dust the bottom with some cinnamon sugar. I'm going to do that before I put that in there. Kind of adds a nice crunchy sweet top to it. Then we do 3 eggs. I did 6. 1 cup of oil. I did 2 cups. It says vegetable oil, but I don't use vegetable oil, so I use olive oil. Whatever kind of oil you have. It says a half a cup of milk. So I will use a cup of milk and a cup of sugar. And this is a sweetbread. So if you don't want a sweetbread, you can find other recipes online for Amish breads that are not sweetbread. So I'm going to put 2 cups. So it is a lot of sugar. It is a sweetbread, but this, like I said, is like a dessert. And 2. Good, I've almost used this bag of sugar up. Maybe I can fit the rest in my little airtight container. And then a half a teaspoon of vanilla, which I'll put a teaspoon, but I don't measure my vanilla because I kind of like it in there. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. This is a cinnamon sweetbread, so lots of good cinnamon. I buy my cinnamon in bulk too. I just keep putting it in there. And then 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So 1.5 teaspoons. So that's going to be 3, which is a tablespoon for me. So that'll be a tablespoon of baking powder. And 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. I just sprinkle that along the top. We don't want those clumps. 1/2 teaspoon salt. So I will do a full teaspoon of salt. 2 cups of flour. So that will be 4 cups for me. Okay, good. This should empty out this flour for me. So I'll be using my flour out of the bag as well. Okay. All right, then I'm just gonna have this mix on my KitchenAid here. So we don't want to over mix that. So while that's mixing, I am going to sprinkle a little bit of, on my buttered pans, a little bit of cinnamon and sugar on the bottom. And they say up the sides, but I think I'm just going to do the bottom here. All right. So I just mix that around, and then any left over bowl to sprinkle on the top. Do that with this one too. Just kind of mix it around. Then whatever's left, I'll just sprinkle in a little bowl. And then we will just sprinkle this on the top. All right. Didn't need this one. Okay. So I'm just going to dump half into this one. And I'll put half into this one. Okay, now I'm just going to sprinkle a little tiny bit of the cinnamon sugar over the top. And then bake it for 1 hour until the bread comes clean with a toothpick. And that is how our friendship bread will be made. All right? Okay, I'll show it to you when it's done. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Like and share if you like this. And have a blessed day. Bye.